Welcome into Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Where's your jacket, Stevie? What happened?
It's Casual Tuesday.
I missed the memo. I thought
Casual
it was casual, you know.
To be honest, usually I don't wear a jacket, so I apologise.
Why are you wearing a jacket?
Just because I thought Stevie was here, so I thought I need to wear a jacket.
Not a question, but Stevie should get Foden's haircut if England win the Euros. That would be amazing.
I'll tell you what a state I would look with.
Oh, yes, look at that.
Seriously, look at that belter.
I think he said that everyone is going to get it done if they win.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
So. No. I think there could be a few.
Nathan, would you be tempted
What, if they win?
to get that done?
Absolutely
Hold on.
not.
This needs a little shit here and there.
I think it'd be beautiful.
And sometimes it's nice being bold.
Nedum, should Tottenham accept the £100 million bid from Man City and buy a proper striker, or hold on to Kane?
By a proper striker. For Spurs, why? If you don't have to get rid of Harry Kane, why would you?
Yeah.
You know,
Who are you going to replace him with? No one wants to go to Spurs.
Oh, God, you said that, not me.
Well, no, someone of that quality.
Oh, who's going to
Who's
go?
going to go
Yeah,
to Spurs?
this guy scored hundreds of goals for Spurs. Like, if he walks out the door, it's going to take some ass for whoever comes in to even stay there for long enough to be able to do that. So if you don't have to sell him, don't sell him. But obviously, you know, if he needs a lift up to Manchester, I'm more than happy to help him.
Who is your pick for the Ballon d'Or, Stephen?
It's got to be Lewandowski, isn't it?
Lewandowski?
Well, let me tell you something. He beat Gerd Muller. You talk about a goal-scoring centre forward.
Right.
I mean, just sniff goals out for fun.
Right.
So Gerd Muller was absolutely phenomenal, and he's just taken his record. So what does that make Lewandowski? So absolutely Lewandowski.
I'm with you. I mean, I covered a lot of Bundesliga this season. And
What if Messi wins Copa America? What if Harry Kane scores a hat-trick in the final of the Euros?
It's about your accumulation through the year. And Lewandowski, for me, has set the bar and set it really high.
I can't go against these guys because everything they've said is exactly right. You know, this is a guy who scored a ton of goals.
Right.
And broken Gerd Muller's record. Like, I've never seen Gerd Muller play, but I know all about his legend, all about his legacy and all that stuff. So for somebody to take that record, and like maybe for the next 20, 30 years, we'll say somebody's trying to break Lewandowski's record. And that says a lot. Because
He only won domestically, I suppose, the Bundesliga. Bayern didn't win the Champions League. Poland didn't win the Euros.
Okay, so what?
So sometimes when you take a look at who's awarded the Ballon d'Or, it's for performances in the international tournaments. Cannavaro winning in 2006 kind of
That was a funny one.
rings a bell.
Yeah.
But then you look at Copa America.
No, not for me.
Messi does that, wins his...
No, not for me. I think Messi is obviously exceptional, but I don't think this has been his best season. For Lewandowski, this is an iconic season, so that's why I'd give it to him.
Casey, do you think a big club should go after Yann Sommer this summer after his
Are
exceptional
you saying that Borussia Mönchengladbach is not a big club?
I'm not saying
offended.
I'm not
offended.
saying that.
Hey, is he related to Chris Coleman?
He has got a...
You say they have you were saying that they look a little bit alike.
He's like the ugly brother to Chris Coleman. No.
Wow.
Definitely could be.
Yeah, it's coming strong. Look, I think Yann has been in the conversation with a lot of clubs for a while.
Right.
Over the last couple seasons. And I think the most difficult thing about goalkeeping is there's one of you. And the one is going to play and could be playing at that club for 10 years. So it's not like, well, let's take another striker. We definitely need another midfielder.
Right.
So it really has to be specific. He's at a club that's been, in and out of the Champions League the last couple seasons, got to the knockout stages, came out of a group, beating, I think, Real Madrid out of that group this last season. So it is a case where he's at a big club, but can he get to that marquee club? And what is that club right now that needs a goalkeeper? And that's the big question for someone like Sommer. But I know he's been in multiple conversations over the last couple of years in those small groups, and it just hasn't happened for him.
Is he the best goalkeeper that Gladbach have ever had?
He's in the conversation.
Who else is in that conversation?
There's a couple of this guy, Ter Stegen.
Right,
Has been pretty
Anyone
good.
else? Any Americans?
There's an American there that did okay for a couple of seasons.
Does anyone on the panel have a funny Sir Alex Ferguson story? I'm drawn to you, Stevie.
Probably not one I could tell you. Oh, actually, no, I'll tell you what. So Alex had this reputation at Aberdeen of just ruling the roost.
Right.
And actually, I played a testimonial up there, and we had a little snooker table in one of the rooms in the stadium. And of course, we were like an hour and a half before the game, and we were sort of messing around, having a little game, and some guys were getting changed. And Fergie walked through the room, and the guys that were from Aberdeen who were in the room were like... It was like they all went like that. And we were thinking, what's going on here?
The drill sergeant just came through.
What's going on here? So then it ended up when Big Jock died, Fergie was our manager in Mexico in the '86 World Cup.
Right.
And so we get to where we're going to be based, and as soon as we get there and we get in the foyer, it's one of them, right, meeting. As soon as you get your bags in your room, meeting, and we're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
We're going to be locked up. Don't do this. Don't do that. Oh, no. And it was the complete opposite. He was like, well, you know, be careful. If you have a couple of beers, just be careful. You make sure you get rehydrated because of the altitude here. We're in New Mexico. Yeah. We were like, hold on a minute, is this the real Fergie? It was great.
I bet it was, Stevie. If you were to recall one game where you felt your very best, Kasey, which game would it be?
It's probably the Brazil match.
Yeah.
In the '98 Gold Cup semifinal. To be playing against Romario, Bebeto, some of these guys, to still be the only time the U.S. has ever beat Mexico.
Yeah.
At one stage I'd made a couple saves against Romario, and I'm kind of on the ground with the ball, and he doesn't really know what to do.
Right.
So he just reaches down and shakes my hand in the middle of the match for making these couple saves. And
how many times a day do you watch that game back?
I've never watched it back.
No, really, Kate?
True. I don't think I've ever watched one of my
I would watch it all the time. Look,
it's cool because it's still, in that anniversary, U.S. Soccer always,
yes.
That stuff. So, when you can play against the former world champion or the current world champion
yes.
in a FIFA event against the Golden Boot winner, to be able to have that match, to be the only time, the only time the U.S. has beat, but obviously in that same, Preki scored the great goal to be, so a lot of things came into play. But no, it was just cool to, to be a part of it.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Stevie, what about you?
I couldn't pull one game out.
Right.
I mean, a period where probably from about 87 to 90, where I was just flying.
Okay.
Just a period where it was just...
Right. It was easy.
Looking back, at the time you don't feel that way.
Right.
But looking back now, then, just a period where... just turn up and play and win. And
nice.
Turn up and play and win. And...
Nedum, do you have a 3-year period where it all went well?
3-year period? So that's a long time when you're fighting relegation, pal. I've had some periods which were really good, but I'll talk about one specific moment, and there's a backstory to it. So I was playing for Sunderland, 2010. I think it was October 2010, and we're travelling down to play against Chelsea.
Right.
And Steve Bruce said, right, guys, if you ever want to make it in football, play for a national team or something, it always matters more if you do it in London, because that's where the cameras are, it's where the England coaches come down, all this stuff. But we're at Stamford Bridge.
Okay.
We're going down with Sunderland. And then it was just before half-time, and it was probably the best goal of my career. But like Kasey, I don't really watch highlights back, ever. I don't watch good or bad, I just don't watch it. Once it's done, it's done. But I got the ball, I think it was 30, 35 yards out on my chest. I was supposed to be playing right back at the time, but I was in the middle of the field. Came inside, took on 3-4 players, put it into the bottom corner, and we were 1-0 up at half-time, and it was one of the contenders for goal of the season.
Wow.
And
this isn't like a Don Hutchinson story where he sits from the halfway line when really it was from 20
No, that's
yards.
what I said 35 yards out. And looking back, I'm going past Ivanovic, people like that, scoring against Czech. It's at the Bridge, and we ended up winning the game 3-0. And that was a real big moment, especially after everything that Steve Bruce had said about, if you want to do something and be a scene, do it here. My phone, this is the busiest, this is the most messages I've ever received in a single day, because everyone was watching it, because it was the main game on a Sunday. And that was special. Yeah.
But you wouldn't watch it back that much?
No, what, for what it's done?
Oh, it's great, look.
No,
Kids, gather round. Oh, not again.
Nah, for me, it's just the balance. Like, if a coach said he needs to watch it back to learn something, then fine.
Yeah, I think, that's the part I think that Dan doesn't understand. We're watching it because of critiquing it, but not then.
Ego.
Yeah.
I'd watch
10
it
years
for
later.
ego.
Hey guys, check out this tape.
You don't need to go to a TV screen and do that. It's already there.
Yeah.
He can remember. I bet he can remember everything that was going through his head while he was going past one.
Yeah.
Going past another.
Like, what am I doing here?
So
Like-
you don't. You don't actually need to physically go like that and put something on because it's in there.
That's cool, isn't it?
Listen,
Aye.
it's where
I got nothing.
Listen, Dan, you should probably have a look for it. I think you'll like it.
What did Nedum think of the loud booming festivities last night?
The what, sorry?
July 4th.
Oh, yeah. It was July 4th yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh, 4th of July. Kate?
4th of July.
Either or. Or as you call it, tactical
well.
retreat day.
Yes, thank you.
Considering I lived in the USA for 2.5 years, like
Yes.
I've seen it before, so
Okay.
it's.
You don't seem that excited about it.
Well, it was Sunday, wasn't it? So yeah, not down there. No,
Your down day.
You're a busy man, aren't you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
busy. No, it was good. I've seen it before, so I don't
But
find
you've
it impressive
actually
this
lived
time.
because you went to the barbecues and the stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I've seen all that stuff,
It's different when you're kind of in a hotel.
Yeah,
and-
that's true.
And just listening to and seeing the odd firework go off.
Fireworks are a bit
So-
boring, aren't they?
Well, it didn't help too that it's been a little wet here.
Yeah,
the
the weather
last
hasn't
couple
been good.
days.
Yeah. Did you do anything, Stevie?
No.
There you go, good. That's it. ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. We'll, of course, be reflecting on that first semi-final of the European Championship, Italy against Spain. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.